All right, why do today what you could do 10 months from now? That was kind of my feeling on this. But now it's finally time. We gotta do it. It's starting to grow up in the weeds, and yeah. So we're gonna get working on it right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Brownstown Man. Oh, the 9650 has become a bird sanctuary. Well, they're about to have the worst day that they've ever had, because I got news for you. This is gonna move here very shortly. So, tough luck, birdies. But if you may recall, it has a steering leak. And if you may recall, it's practically out of hydraulic oil because of this. So we are going to start by putting oil in it so we can move it. And then we're probably going to start by jumping it, because I'm sure that it probably won't play ball with us either. But sure. I don't know how much it's going to hold, but I know how much I'm going to use. So I've got 2 bucketfuls here. So we'll try one and see what happens. And then ultimately we'll try the other one. And then while we're screwing around using it, we'll lose 2 bucketfuls. So we'll put in 4 more before we're done. It's fine though. We'll get it. Just slow going. We know it's going to take at least 5 gallons, so we can put that in without fear. All right. Let's just, for kicks, let's just see what we got. Maybe just barely on the tip. Yeah. Let me go get the other bucket. Well, one thing has become obvious. It's time to cut this hay, whether I'm ready for it or not. So I guess we'll be doing that too while we're trying to do the other farming. I guess I could just graze the cows on here and forget it, but it'd be kind of nice to have a little bit. Tomorrow I think we're supposed to get bad thunderstorms and rain, so there ain't no use to cut hay now, but we'll find a time to squeeze her in. All right, now if you have a white tractor and you're thinking this looks familiar, it should, because it's the exact same thing. But they did make a change on this power shift version, and that is that they moved the filler over to this side instead of on the opposite side, closer towards you. And the reason I was told always was that the power shift in there would sling so much oil backwards that it'd blow the dipstick out, because it flips in there a different way or something. So at any rate, they moved it to that side so it doesn't do that thing. All right, should we ruin the birds' day now, or should we start it up and let them get the hint that today isn't going to happen for them? We should probably check it all over to make sure that there's no other bird-related issues. No. No. I should probably let that open though while I... But then I'm going to do the exact opposite and close it, so... Sure. Well, birds, you had a good run. But it's it. Will you run? Wow, what a sweetheart. We need to move the pickup. I'm going to try to put it straight ahead there where I can just work on it in the open, but also not block the driveway. It shouldn't be leaking until we turn the wheels. We've also got to figure out why our blower doesn't work, because that ain't no good. We aren't going to have any AC because of the belt being broke, but I got a new belt. But why did it not? Oh, that's not good. It's been like that before. Well, I'm betting we're going to be working on a fuse box pretty soon. Well, at any rate, there's something else we'll be messing with. That has been kind of melty when I got the tractor, but looks like it got a lot more melty. I mean, a lot melty. Did that get melty just sitting there this whole time and it didn't burn it up somehow? I don't know, but at any rate, we'll deal with that after a bit. All I know is it's super hot in there if you don't have the blower running in some way. All right, here's our sad sack. It's really not that difficult of a job, providing that this comes off of there easily. And I gotta remember how I did that. I did it in Dad's yard last time. And basically I just unscrewed this from the rod, and I took those 4 bolts loose, and there you go. So, yeah, somebody asked me once, you got any tips or tricks for this? No. I mean, it could go very wrong very quickly, but that's just the way she goes. So I'm gonna just have to see what's going on. What is happening here? I feel like more stuff is going wrong. Why is that leaking? I hope that's just leaking from that rubber hose. Boy, those don't look very good, do they? Might be worth ordering a hose or two, or having one made. Sure. Man, the more I look at stuff, the worse it gets. So we're not going to look at stuff. We're just going to focus in on this. You're at 1% battery, so you aren't going to last much longer, but we will make this happen. All right, we're going to start. Right or wrong, we're going to just let it have it. and see what happens. And what we're gonna have to start with is getting this cover off of here. I don't remember. Oh, is that too big? Well, I guess it is. It's probably metric, and I'm trying to use standard stuff. But that's light. Is that turning? Yep. Okay. We can make this happen. Fear not. Or not. Start fearing. Yeah. There. It's been several years since I've had to do this, so I don't really remember everything, but it will come back to me, I am sure. I was thinking last time I had to wait on the parts from Germany for like 3 weeks. So, yeah. Okay, now I think that just comes off of there. That's just a cover actually over. So what you're gonna wanna do is just, oh, yeah. What you're gonna wanna do is throw all that on the ground, you see. But all we gotta do is thread this out of that. Sounds simple, right? Well, guess what, friends? It won't be, probably. I don't remember what I used either. Did I use a pipe wrench? Did I use that big adjustable wrench? I just don't remember. I'm gonna go get that big adjustable because it would be the least offensive thing. And we'll see if we can even budge this. And if we can't, then we're going to figure out the plan X, because I don't know what that is. I just know last time I was very lucky that that came loose. And this time I might not be so lucky. So, also I should probably pick up the pieces that I dropped a while ago so I don't end up losing them. All right, shield your eyes. I don't know that that'll do anything, but it certainly can hurt. Oh no, it's gonna spin in there. What did I do last time? What did I do? I can't remember if that turns all the way through. Let me look over there. Yes, it does. Okay. So I think what I did was hold it on the opposite side, maybe. I'm trying to think about that. All right, my brain finally caught up with the chat. The way that I held this last time, and I just did it and it worked again. I turned the wheels in more so I could get this stop off, and I held it over there on the opposite side, and through the magic of whatever, it's trying to tighten that side, I think, as you loosen this side, and it'll hold it and problem solved. Because I tried every way to hold it over here and didn't get it, and I kind of roughed this up a little bit. I need to give that a little bit of smoothing, I think, before I go back together. Basically, it'll come right loose now. We can get rid of this big piece of pipe wrench and switch to something much more manageable. See, I don't know. Well, that ain't manageable. Let's try this thing from the viewer again. We'll find its useful place. Might be here. Really, this would be easier if I had it jacked up in the air, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna mess around until I destroy something. I do need to jack it up though, because I need to be able to get this away. But the point is, we're loose, and that was the biggest struggle. Like I said, that right there, I got a little bit carried away. It's not going to hurt anything because you can see the seal stops back here. But when we put it on, I need to make sure that this is totally smooth again so we don't have any trouble. But it's about time for me to leave, so I'm going to have to pause my part here, and it'll be instant for you. But when I get back after a while, we'll plug away and try to get this finished. All right, you're going to just have to keep looking at that angle, because that's about the best I can do. But I got my jack under there. Unfortunately, there's no air up here close by, so we're gonna have to go Manuel style. We're gonna use the $300 jack as a handle, or a ratchet, I should say. Oh, well, for some reason, my jack is not jacking now. That's not good. I can't imagine that it has anything to do with the fact that it's sat out in so many rainstorms, because every day we get a whole pile of rain. It'll be fine, friends. It'll be fine. We've done stupid stuff before. We'll do stupid stuff again. That's kind of ridiculous. But what I'm betting has happened is I haven't used that for a long time, that handle or that thing, that function, because I always use the air. And I bet you now that thing is rested solid. Are you there? We're down to the handyman jack now, because it's the only thing around here that reliably works. I don't know about this thing yet. Verdict's out on whether I think this is a useful tool. I'm frustrated with not having a jack that will work. I don't know if you'll get to see any of that exchange or not, but the bottle jack and I had words, and they weren't pleasant ones, because it's not going great. I thought we'd get in here tonight and get this done, but I guess we're not gonna do it. I'm probably gonna run out of daylight by the time I finally get this loose. Consequently, last time I looked, this is not available. So if this goes bad, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. It might be available from the ZF axle place, ordered from Germany, but I bet that's a lot of Deutsche Marks and a month of shipping to get it here probably. So I don't know. It should be about. Oh, I see another fun thing that's gonna happen. It's gonna hit my jack handle. It already has. I should have had that up in the air. Quite honestly, if someone wanted to buy this tractor, I would sell it, because it is not my favorite. But it was cheap. I would much rather have a white workhorse or some such thing, but yeah. All right, wheel is loose. And it feels good, so that's not an issue. Now, we need to get in here and get those 4 bolts loose. I've cut the tools all over by now. I don't know. I thought I had everything perfectly figured out here. And everything has fought me at every turn. Come on, you big German. Okay, well, we're going to, oh, you know what? I know what we're going to do. It's 7/8. Oh, okay. Take that. And that. And that one there. And this one here. They are actually coarse thread. I did not expect that. I thought they'd be fine. Seeing as how this is all Germanic. They might be metric bolts though. They might just be the coarse version. Alright. I probably should take the steering line off. And do you think I brought anything to do that? Well, I brought the red pliers. Ooh, that fitting's loose there. We're going to have to address that when we get this all finally lubed up, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm looking for right now is my brake clean. I'm thinking I should probably give it a little bit of a spritz of that. Oh, I'm almost out. Another case bites the dust. I dropped this on the ground a while ago, this rag, so I don't really care if it gets dirty. I don't really remember how. I think this is actually a fairly good thickness back here, like to there. We'll find out in a second. Let's get this off of there. Now you come loose. Yeah, it's gonna be a little struggle to get that pulled off of there. Come on. Oh, that's as far as we can pivot. Ah! Oh, it'll come off of there. It's a silly goose. It's a stubborn little thing. I could jam a screwdriver in there if I put this rag around it and help me push, but there, oh, there. Okay, now what is going on there? I don't remember this. The O-ring is there, on there. That is a shim spacer of some kind. I sure don't remember that. You probably can't see because of the lighting, but these are pretty bad. Like, it's totally blown out the seal material. Like, it's just, there's nothing there. It's can you see that? Probably not. But the back one especially, there just ain't nothing there. So that's good. I have all that stuff. I have the O-ring. Now it's just a matter of fishing out all the stuff, fishing out this changing this O-ring that seals the pieces together. Oh, picking up all of our bolts that we dropped down in the frame now. Oh, it's just one of them things, friends. It's just one of those things. It's not difficult. It's just the getting there that makes this an undesirable project. So basically, I'm supposing I will get a, I don't know that a screwdriver is enough. I'm probably going to need a pick. You can actually, can you see that? Can you see how it's missing chunks? That's the way they both look. So let me get a screwdriver, and I'll have to go get the new parts are in the house. I forgot to carry them out here. And we may have to look at the parts book and see if there's one different than the other if we can't tell, because we're not going to get any pieces in one piece out of there. It's going to come out as powder, basically, piece after piece. That's the way they get after a certain age. Let's just... that one's going to come out in halves or less than that. It's just so flaky. That's all that's left of our seal there. Now the back one, that one came out a little bit more intact, but still very, very brittle. And we have to make sure that those grooves are totally clean, because if any of that old thing remains behind there, we're going to struggle, because it won't let the new one compress enough to do the things that it needs to do. All right, are we good to go there? Almost. I'm not totally satisfied. I hear Buddy the dog behind us. He's doing Buddy the dog things. All right. I'm happy with what I'm seeing here. Happy enough that I think we're ready to start feeding in the new. Start feeding in the new and see what we get. And it's not really like, this surface is not actually the sealing surface, it's inside, because there's an O-ring around this part of the barrel back in there. So that's what we need to focus on. We just need to make sure there's no big trash that's going to get stuck between and keep it from pulling all the way together. See if I can get that pulled off of there. Yeah. O-ring. So it's an O-ring and 2 seals, and I want to say that that was like $400. I don't remember, but it wasn't. Nothing on these big tractors is cheap. So, you know, when you're a little farmer, you see people and they think they're going to get this huge tractor and they're going to really, you know, step up their game. Well, they probably don't always have the acres to support the repairs, because everything on these is expensive to fix. Like the 4-wheel drives especially. There's just so much that, you know what I'm saying. It's a lot more than your old H Farm All or whatever, you know, back when you could get parts for $6 and have change left over. So let me run in the house and grab the new seals. We'll throw those in there and then we'll see what happens. Okay, well, I gotta dig through here. That's obviously the O-ring. Let's start with that, because we know that one for sure where it goes. I've had these for almost a year. Yeah, let's get it on that side of that ring, just so we're not fighting that. There. We'll grease that all up real good before we go. Here's something. What is this? That is a tiny, is that a tiny O-ring? That's something else, but I don't remember what I ordered it for. Maybe that will become clear later. Here we go. Here's two blue seals. 721, 62,973, and this one's 62,974. So I need to make sure which one goes where. I think this one probably goes to the outside based on how it looks, but I might be wrong on that. And there's no reason to be wrong when we have right here at our fingertips the magical box that answers all the world's questions. But then we pick it up and we see that Facebook is open. And so shiny objects are going to distract us, and then we're not going to get done what we set out to do. Ooh, consequently, I looked up on Shoop what the disc blades cost. $50 a piece. So every 2 blades, you got $100 on that disc. Think about that. That's thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, what's Ross looking for here? Here, let's try this. AGCO partsbooks.com. I'm sure it's obvious if I look at it which one goes where, but I would rather just look it up so that I know and I can sleep at night and not think, did I really do that right? Or did I imagine it and I just thought one was more than the other. Front axle, steering cylinder components, power front axle. PFA. There's our handy picture. And we need 5 and 6. 5, the wiper, is the 62,973. That's what I thought. That's the wiper. So that goes to the outside, and then the ring, the 974, goes to the inside towards the pressure. And just for fun, let's put in my code here and see what these actually cost now, because I don't remember. Okay, so the wiper seal is $50. This one is $105, and the O-ring is $27. So you see these 3 little components and you think, oh, what a cheap repair. False. It is not. It is a miserable ball of sadness. Now, I gotta think about this. It should go in like this. I can't really do this with you watching, I guess, because I gotta do it in a way that I can physically manhandle this. It's probably still not gonna play nice. Although as far as seals go, this is one of the easier sizes to manipulate. I got that one in pretty good. I don't know if you can see the blue, the shiny blueness or not. But we are going to grease this up extra special so that it doesn't cut anything going together or mess up. I checked this out and filed this smooth, and there shouldn't be any issue here at all. I didn't really hurt that much. The thing that I actually roughed up a little bit is on the other half, on the you'll see, or maybe not, because maybe I don't want to show you. Maybe I'm ashamed. But it doesn't matter. Alright, this is like a wiper seal more than anything. Its job is to keep dirt out. There we go. Alright, 2 very fresh new seals in there. Much better than what we had before. Let me get some lubin, and we're going to just coat this like mad so that everything slides together even. It'd be a good repair if I wasn't totally covered with grease by the time we're done. You can laugh at me, you can say, why are you putting so much grease on? You can pretty well say whatever you want, but I don't want to have to do this more than once. So that's how it's going to go. And the rest of you can just put that in your Knudsen and smoke it. I think that'll go in there like that. Now gentle. Gentle, gentle, turning and pushing, turning and pushing. Not hammering and swearing and beating, just a little bit. Oh, we already lost our ring out of there. Come on. There we go. The meat hammer is better than the steel hammer. We don't want sadness at this point. We just can't afford sadness at this point. We don't want to deal with it. Yeah, you got too hot, and I kept on going. I about had a heart attack though, friends. I was tightening this, and all at once, it made that, I can't describe it in words, but I can tell you the feeling that something makes when it twists off, like you're going real tight and then all at once it's loose. And I about freaked out. I thought, I bet I broke the end off of this. My wrench on the other side slipped off, luckily. Because if I'd have broke that, I just don't know. It would have been a sad day. Oh, it would have been a sad day. I need to put this watching me back on here. And it actually has a method to its madness. This little lock thing, which I guess I'll just show you. It actually goes in. There's a groove for it to go in. And then this slides over on the outside, and then it bolts to it. And it would be very easy for that not to go where it's really supposed to go. How much important would it be? I don't know. But basically, what this does is it's like a cylinder stop, so it doesn't go too far in that thing. And the other side, I had to kind of manhandle it a little bit. I couldn't get it quite right. What I'm saying, kind of like right now. I can't see what I'm doing, and I dropped the nut. I might have this backwards. It actually does make a slight difference, I found out earlier. That's actually worse. Well, we're going to do it right at this point, so we don't screw it up. I would rather this be pointing down. I'd rather the bolt be through it from this way. I'm too far, it feels like to me. Let's get it started, and then we can do whatever we got to do. I think we're going to be cheating here and hopefully spinning around. I don't know what I've done. Well, I kind of do know what I've done. I bet I roughed up that groove too much. And now it doesn't want to play ball. See, that doesn't feel like it's... feels like it wants to go like that. Oh. Well, I don't care if that's the way it wants to be. That's fine. But I think what its problem is, it should really be on a flat for this to go correctly. Yeah, I'm betting that's what the trouble was. Yeah. So that's okay. I'm cool with that. I mean, it's okay. Now I just need to find the nut back. I see it, but it's far away. As is my phone, which I just dropped. You know, you're a magnet. So you can pick it up for me. Oh. If I get this tight. This isn't how I would like this. I would much rather like it pointed like the other one, but it won't fit in there as pretty if I don't do it like this. I think we're good to go. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Maybe even for fun, we'll split the difference. Let's turn it about like that. That way the other one will be a little off too. Now, we're ready for our test run. If we turn it, it shouldn't leak out there. Do you want to sit here and watch? Let's try that. I don't think that it can get you right there, but I might be wrong. You might get crunched. That's okay. You can be in coloring books for the rest of your life. That's fine. How did we do? I think it looks dry. So I think we're in good shape. So that's one load off my mind. That was really, I was kind of dreading that because I didn't know how difficult it would go for us. But it's done. I've got a box of parts. Some, but not limited to, belts, some other little piddly stuff. We'll deal with that tomorrow or whenever. I think I got all 3 belts. AC, alternator, and the blower. And then hopefully we're good to go. We could probably service it, but we probably won't. I don't know. We'll see. I might change the engine oil. The hydraulics, I've changed all that before, and it doesn't have that many hours on it. And we lost most of the fluid, so it's all new fluid now, so I think that's good. I think I would like to power wash this off and see if I can get some of that crud off of there, but time will tell on that. But yeah, we need to put those back with that 77. We're not gonna look at that. That's been like that since I bought it. Those both could probably stand to be rebuilt. These though, they need to get changed. I've got the tires, I've got the tubes, I just need the time. We'll get that. And this thing should be ready to go. We had to change tube bearings and blocks and the whole works last year, so that should be, that one reel should be fine. And then the other reel has been done in recent times, so it should take grease and it'll be fine. But I'd like to not maybe use this as much. I'd like to try that field cultivator we bought with the rolling baskets, because I think I can cover a larger area faster. And this thing does a good job, but it's slow. It's only 15 foot wide, and that's basically back and forth with this thing, just one right after the other. You know, when you have something with wings, you feel like you're accomplishing something. But this really is as big as this can handle. I mean, if you really sink it in, that's all at once. I mean, you'd be going slow and working it. These things eat up a lot of horsepower. I don't know what the rule is. I was thinking it was 5 horsepower per shank, maybe. It was the general rule of thumb. It might be more than that, but if you figure 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So 100 horsepower just in shanks, not to mention the discs and the rolling baskets, or weed choppers as they may be, and the harrow dragging. So this is about the size match for this, maybe slightly smaller than it could be, but you know what I'm saying. I don't like to work my stuff just flat out as hard as it can. I think it lasts longer if you know, use your wits about you and try not to do more than what it can handle. So I bought this first and then bought that a year later, and that is what pulled this. So it came from the same place, from right across the road. So I spent a lot of time on this trying to get it back together. It was missing so many pieces, and hunted up shanks and holders and things that were missing. Ordered a new center tine there. I just did a lot of stuff. Replaced hoses right away because they weren't fit to use. Put 2 new tires on it. Tried to get the most out of the stuff that was there without breaking the bank. It was missing part of the harrow. Had to order that. The nice thing is Landau pretty well stocks every piece for everything they ever made. I think that's a good thing. So I had this harrow all apart though. Every tooth came out and got a new U-bolt, and I tried to set them all where they were the same depth, because some are wore worse than others. That obviously was all gone and missing. And then promptly right after putting it on brand new, like the next year, I hooked something with it and bent the edge of it. Why could it not have bent one of the used ones, you know, the junk ones? Oh well, that's how life rolls. I think I replaced those 2 bearings on that rolling basket to the updated style. They changed the way they made them, and then last year we had that go out towards the end, so I had to replace those 2. So that's all updated. The shanks, or the sweeps, they're probably, I don't know, about half life. They still got some life left to them. I don't remember what they were. Something ultra sweeps, I don't know. It's supposed to be hardened more or something. But anyway, that thing should be good to go, minus maybe changing those tires. This is good to go with the exception of changing belts and seeing what we can do about our air conditioner, because after you run it a while, it starts to act funny and burn the belt off. So, and that has plagued this tractor, I think, since it was new. Everybody who had it always, after a few years, would have to mess with that. So I thought about giving it a little bit more oil charge in the compressor just to see if that would help it, because it's got an excellent air conditioner. You could hang meat in there. I mean, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna call this part of the project a win. So as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.